if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
According to Barbie, she is the reason people are watching the WNBA. She is the reason that people are paying $16 to watch the Chicago Bravado play the Phoenix Masculines later today. What a matchup.
There are moments in sports that hit like a punch to the chest. Not because someone lost, not because the scoreboard flickered the wrong way, but because someone who was supposed to be there, who promised she would be there, was simply gone. Moments where the roar of the crowd dims not out of disappointment, but confusion. Moments where the silence doesn't settle after a loss. It thunders in because someone once larger than life now occupies no space at all.
The cap of caps. For the better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star. Some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism.
That was the story written on the WNBA All-Star ballots this year. A silence so loud, it shook the echo chamber of hype that had been built around Angel Reese for months. Because for all her declarations, all the media spotlights, all the headlines proclaiming her as the face of the league, Angel Reese didn't just miss the All-Star team, she was nowhere near it.
One reason why Mr. Dennis Rodman never got the backlash that Miss Angel Reese is getting, because there is no athlete in the history of sports that have come into a professional league and proclaimed themselves to be the best or to be the reason why people are watching this league now. No athlete has ever done that. Not even Caitlin Clark, which we know that is the reason why we watch the WNBA, but you never hear Caitlin Clark say, I am the reason why we are watching the WNBA. LeBron James came into the league. You know what they nicknamed him? They nicknamed him the King. He didn't give himself that nickname. They proclaimed him to be the next one. And what's crazy is in the beginning of LeBron James' career, they said he was too nice. They said he wasn't cocky enough. There's a thing that we love about great athletes. It's called humility. It's a modest or low view of one's importance.
Garbage. Golly. Man, Angel Reese with a triple single, 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. She was a minus 25. She was 1 for 1 from the field, and it was a 3-pointer. She shot 100% from the field. She made a 3, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Terrible game. Minus 25. Man, the Sky, bro, I don't know what y'all gonna do. Y'all like the punching bag between the Sky and the Connecticut Sun.
Now, guys, y'all saw what happened with Angel Reese. It took her 36 minutes to get it. And as soon as she got it, all these records, right? And why can't I celebrate it? The night before, she was just crashing out on social media, talking about all the fans who hate her because she cute, hate her because of her rebound. And then what got to her was the whole me bounds thing, where people are saying that most of her rebounds come off of her shots. Y'all, if y'all watch this channel, y'all have probably seen, you know, her social media take on that night before the game.
She wasn't 10th. She wasn't 15th. She didn't even sneak in the conversation out of popularity. Her name was not just low on the list. It was erased from the moment, like she had never even stepped foot on the floor. That kind of absence isn't a clerical error. It isn't an injustice. It isn't the product of hate or systemic failure. It's the purest answer this game knows how to give. The numbers, the tape, the eye test, all in agreement, all saying the same thing. Not yet, not ready, not even close. The votes didn't ignore Angel Reese. They saw her, they watched every possession, and they chose someone else over and over again.
And in simple, you'll get a response. And oh, what's this response I get? Let's go through this together like it was in real time. Angel Reese said people watch the WNBA to see her play. Today is a perfect example of why people don't watch the WNBA at all. Okay, so already this is not trending good. Caitlin Clark is out. Angel Reese is playing. Tickets for the game, $3. Okay, that's a joke they run on the Clippers a lot of times. That doesn't really get to me. Angel Reese pulling up the games like it's New York Fashion Week. Oh, this is what she wore to the game. Not mad at that. everybody has seen Debo Samuel show up to games and play well, and also not play so well. So I'm still a little torn. I don't know what happened. Then I see this, leaving with 4 points and 2 rebounds.
Because this league doesn't reward noise, it rewards impact, and the numbers don't lie. They don't care about tunnel walks or stare downs or brand deals. They care about production, about leadership, about how you respond when the lights hit and the game demands more. And when Angel was asked to rise, with thousands watching and critics waiting, the moment passed, and she stayed still. She told us she was the reason people were tuning in, that she wasn't joining the WNBA. The league was catching up to her.
Angel Reese needs to be better at basketball. I'm not talking about as a person. I'm not talking about as a podcaster. She needs to be a better player if we want this rivalry to be able to have some staying power. She had a very, very busy offseason, but at this moment, it does not seem like the offseason involved a lot of micing drills of left-handed layups. Right now, Angel Reese, she is a wildly famous rebound.
So even though everybody might think you're the greatest, everybody might be so excited about your performance, you scored 40 points, you come into the press conference, you're like, I guess the shots were just falling for me. Not, I'm the best and none of these motherfuckers can guard me, because they respect the game and they respect the players. The reason so many people don't like Angel Reese is because she's self-proclaiming herself to be something that she has not done yet. She said, I am the reason why people are watching the WNBA, but it's not true. What's crazy is her fans don't even watch her game.
She said the cameras were on because of her, that the attention was because of her, that the movement was because of her, and the media, the fans, the sponsors, they bought it. Hook, line, and viral post. We wanted the story to be true. We wanted the college phenom to walk into the pros and take over. We wanted the self-proclaimed queen to claim her throne, but reality is ruthless. And when the game tipped off, what we saw wasn't royalty. It was a rookie, unrefined, unprepared, overexposed. And when the hype met the hardwood, it cracked. The myth collapsed. Because being loud is easy. Being great, that takes sweat. That takes silence. That takes time.
Now, for the wildly overrated and shockingly underrated Angel Reese, I saw on X, formerly Twitter, the other day that Angel Reese was getting bombarded with criticism for her sorry performance in Chicago's 79-52 home loss to Caitlin Clark's Fever without the injured Caitlin Clark. Ah, man. Angel wound up with a grand total of 4 points on 2 out of 7. Didn't shoot a single free throw. Although she did have 12 rebounds, her average, which does lead the league. But a couple of times Angel drove it and flung up just these wild shots from 3 or 4 feet that missed the rim by, 3 or 4 feet.
Angel Reese. What happened to the Angel Reese fan base? Have y'all truly abandoned Angel Reese? Is the star shining? Does the star shine dimming on Angel Reese now? Have her own people just left her? Have they forgotten her? Do they no longer love her? I mean, she celebrates mediocrity with the me-bound thing that she thinks that she's just gonna so randomly get. I know people all thought that was brilliant and so forth, and she can make whatever t-shirts she wants. You do know that patents are not just trademarks are not just given. They take 12 to 18 months for approval, and half of them are rejected.
So it was literally a case of, Angel Reese got in by coaches. So the only players that I would assume are going to get in on, based on that, is I think it'll probably be, I think Caitlin will, obviously. Caitlin will get in. And I think it's to pick the starters, I think. So I think it'll be Caitlin, it'll be Fee, it'll be Aaliyah, it'll be Aja, it'll be Stewie, it'll be Paige. Angel Reese is 13th in All-Star voting, lads. She is 13th in All-Star voting.
Angel Reese didn't just have a slow start. She had a season that looked more like a warning than a highlight reel. Layups missed in isolation, defensive rotations blown, foul trouble that came not from intensity but from sloppiness, a rebounding stat line that masked deeper problems, like how often she was out of position, or how many second chances the opposing team grabbed while she watched. And rebounding, the one stat her fan base clings to like armor. It wasn't dominance. It wasn't Dennis Rodman level hunger. It was size. It was default. It was being tall and being there. And even then, even in the one thing she could statistically claim, others did it better. Players who grind every play, who box out with ferocity, who make rebounding a craft, not an accident.
Had lost its new point guard, the great Courtney Vandersloot, to just an awful knee injury. She tore her ACL. That was in the first quarter. That took the life out of the home team and took the quarterback out of the offense. But still, Angel looked pretty sorry, as she often does. Just being honest. I mean, as a post player, shooting a lot of point-blank shots at the rim, last year Angel made only 39% of her shots. Which ranked 50th of 55 players.
So the question isn't why she got snubbed. The real question is how we let the narrative get this far before it unraveled. How we convinced ourselves that media presence was equal to on-court presence. That confidence was the same as command. That marketing momentum could replace basketball merit. And Angel, in her own echo chamber, believed it too. She wore the crown before earning it. She built the throne before the wins. And now the game is reminding her and all of us that the WNBA doesn't deal in dreams. It deals in results. It deals in the stuff you can't fake. Hustle, IQ, toughness, leadership, consistency. The All-Star Game doesn't care who said what. It cares who did what. And this season, Angel Reese didn't do enough. Not to be hated, not to be villainized, just not to be celebrated. Not yet, and maybe not until she stops campaigning for recognition and starts competing for it. Because this isn't high school. This isn't college. This is a professional league stacked with grown women who have clawed their way up from obscurity, from adversity, from years of silence. And they're not stepping aside just because someone walks in with followers and fire captions.
You made some comments about Angel Reese.
Yeah.
You called her garbage compared to Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I love black people. Mwah, 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 mwah. But I think sometimes we do play the race card too much. This ain't racial. This is about sports. This is about athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at Caitlin Clark's game, who's very reminiscent of a Steph Curry based on her range and shooting the three, plus everything else she does. And then you look at Angel Reese, stop it.
Because greatness isn't a look. It isn't an energy. It isn't about how many people watch you walk into the arena. It's about what they see once you step onto the floor. And what we saw consistently was someone still figuring it out, still growing, still learning, and that's okay. That's what rookies are supposed to do. But you don't get all-star status for potential. You get it for performance, for production, for proof. You get it when your numbers silence the room, when your name forces people to vote, not because of hype, but because of respect, earned, fought for, delivered. And as she looked around and saw her name missing, the silence wasn't an attack. It was the truth. It was the scoreboard whispering, the film screaming, the league answering. So no, this isn't a snub. It's not injustice. And it's definitely not hate disguised as silence. It's the natural consequence of overpromising and underdelivering in a league that doesn't care how loud you talk or how many followers cheer from behind their screens. Because when the ball is tipped and the game begins, the only thing that matters is whether you can rise to the occasion, not whether you said you would. And this season, when that moment came, Angel Reese didn't rise, she vanished. The league is full of dogs, of warriors, of women who have clawed for every inch. And they don't owe Angel Reese a thing. Not for her hype, not for her brand, not for her social media reach. Because in the WNBA, we don't vote with hashtags. We vote with highlights, with hustle, with heart. And this season, hers were missing.